Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through.
Fumbling through. 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 'cause now it's time for Fumble Through.
Fumble through.
A podcast that likes to nicky, nacky, paddy, wacky, and give a dog a bone.
Are you allowed to say those words now? Is that
do you mean?
PC?
I don't know.
To call people a nicky, nacky, paddy, wacky?
Nicky, nacky, paddy, wacky. Well, I did say knick-knack, paddy, whack.
Give a dog a bone.
Hey. Well, it's a real fairy tale here in the Fumble Factory.
They're nursery
except
rhymes.
that Luke is no longer allowed to go around kissing sleeping women. Sure, they wake up, but it's the lawsuits that make the difference. Speaking of toads turning into princes,
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can submit questions like this one from our number one Thumble fan.
A what?
Thumble, he's the guy that looks like a thumb.
Thumbelina. I thought
Okay,
you
yeah.
were
I'm
going
calling him
for
our
the territory.
number one
Thumbelina.
Thumble fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Get it? Thumble.
I
do.
thought you got rid of
After
your
you
lisp
explained
when
it.
you were a kid.
Anyway, he asked if you were, at the gym and you're doing squats
Yeah,
and you're on your 15th out of 20
yeah.
and you accidentally, you do a wet fart and you're not sure if it's a shit or a fart.
Uh-huh.
Do
The old
you
shart.
go straight to the bathroom to check or do you finish your set?
Number one.
He said there is a correct answer, but I don't know what.
Number one.
I got this.
Mhm.
I don't go to the gym.
Yeah, I said that.
I think Jim would have complained.
I don't need to.
Here's what I know from the Pathfinder 2 rule set. A brownout is a full round action.
12 seconds.
Just fail your fortitude
seconds.
save. Didn't we have a question like that before?
Yeah.
How would you fail your fortitude save in the real world?
I think you'll find I wouldn't do a set of 20 because I would be getting hypertrophy at 10.
What is the real,
I don't know. Hopefully,
what is the gym etiquette?
I have no idea.
What?
I don't go to the gym either.
Well, I feel
There's only
like
one
at the end of the
person here
day,
that
if you've
does.
done that and it's there's nothing trickling down your leg, I'd finish the set, right? If you feel something trickling down your leg, it's time to go.
You know what that feels like.
It depends
Walk down my
whether
leg.
Down
Like,
a
that
driveway.
all of a garage, maybe. But
Dribbling down the weights.
were you wearing your skins at the time? Because that'll be a real
wearing my
indicator.
skin.
In your Lorna Jane
Skins.
outfit.
Yeah.
I deglobed, derobed,
I've degloused it.
as you do when you do crouch down,
Yeah.
pulling everything forward to make sure I didn't just shit in my pants.
Okay.
But
As like a cup. I pulled it down so it was just a cup receptacle.
I think it's like I've never really thought about it too much, but the more I think about it, like I just trying to observe myself in my mind's eye from away from where I was, like looking at
top
my
down?
yeah, just like how that
person
must have
view.
looked. Did any? I really hope nobody looked out the window just because that would not have been pleasant.
Wasn't there a random jogging pooper at some point
Yeah,
that
there's
made
been
the
a lot
news?
of jogging poopers. Yeah.
That used to do that outside a specific apartment building in Sydney. There used to be diarrhea out there. every time.
That happens to anybody that runs a marathon, doesn't it? You shit yourself
Quite often.
if you haven't evacuated your bowels before you go, right?
When I did that marathon, I mean, my marathon was chicken wing eating. But
Spicy wing.
Justin, when you're at the gym,
Yeah.
does your Lululemon have some support in the crotch for mistakes like that?
Lululemon. I've never heard of that before.
No,
That's the ladies' gym gear.
no, it's not.
A Lorna
Lorna
Jane.
Jane.
You're in the Lorna
Yeah,
Jane.
that's the Lorna
You're
Jane.
so
What is
1990s,
wrong with
Justin. Oh, got to get up to the Lululemon, mate. It's so much better. You can see.
And this is before the beer.
So, speaking of beer, let's talk to today's beverage. Today is in homage of Lindsay's getting a new car.
Yep.
He asked us what we should name that car. Why would we name that car, Lindsay?
Sorry?
Why would we name your car?
Well, you have to name your car.
Do you?
And
Yeah, so Teslas, you got to have a
it's
name.
a Tesla, is what I was
Tesla,
trying to get
yep.
to.
So you're going to call it Mr. Fusion?
No, no.
I like it.
That'd be great. I would. That's mine. I'd dibs on that if I ever get a Tesla.
So I was at the my regular and I saw this called 7:15, and it's got Doc Brown on it from Back to the Future.
Oh, Jesus.
You just seen the percentage.
Oh, no. That is double shot coffee stout.
Double shot. That
From-
one's for you, David.
From 7 Mile Brewing. It's the 7:15, which is what the clock was at when you get to 1.21 gigawatts on Back to the Future. This is I said 7 Mile Brewery, right? Double shot coffee stout, 2.8 standard beverages, 9.5% ABV. Ingredients are water, black patent, chocolate, caramunic to other stuff. But coffee, contains coffee. We've paired up with the legends over at Old Quarter Coffee Merchants to bring you another caffeine hit. This time, we've doubled the coffee. We've doubled the coffee load up to a whopping 35 grams per litre. Expect a truckload of flavour: chocolate, burnt toast, vanilla, cacao, earthy notes, stone fruit,
Is chocolate
And-
burnt toast like because you're having a stroke?
brewed
What the fuck?
in Ballina in New South Wales
Yeah,
from 7 Mile Brewing.
2.8
It is like
standard
tar. Look at it coming out.
drinks.
Look at it. Look at it.
Artwork by Stephen Thomas.
Oh, my Lord.
And it's a lovely piece of artwork homaging to Back to the Future with Doc Brown.
My toilet's going to be a
and
lovely
the-
piece of artwork after this. Look at the head. Look at the color of that. That is like molasses.
Oh, that's dark.
Where's your head? Mine's got like this lovely nice head on it, and yours is...
Look, it comes. Yeah, yours is about 20 mil. Mine's the required 10.
Wow, look, it's gone already. I think it's so alcoholic.
Yeah.
If
Mine
women say
disappears,
they only
right?
require 10, they're lying.
I'm actually scared about this one. Can I just say?
And Justin's drinking a coffee out of a Back to the Future coffee mug.
I almost
just
poured
to
it
triple
into
down.
the Back to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Future
yeah.
coffee cup because I thought that just makes more sense. All
Cheers,
right,
boys.
Gentlemen,
here we go.
cheers.
Let's
I hope
sniff,
you don't
sniff.
fade off into nothingness.
Oh, it's coffee.
Oh, that's very strong coffee, isn't it?
Oh my word!
Woo! Ah, wow.
Right. We're going to record 5 episodes tonight.
It does actually just taste like an espresso. Like
Wow.
Did
We
you
are
just
going
say
to
espresso?
Dude, I was just about to jump on it for that one.
Fucking say espresso.
I thought no one had noticed that.
You specifically said espresso.
I have a prediction for the future. We're going to get really excited with the double shot of coffee and then go straight to sleep.
Half
Oh,
an
no.
episode in.
Yeah, half an episode
I'll
in.
have this episode edited by midnight.
So
Because you're on dexamphetamine. Oh, my word. All right.
We
so
didn't talk about the beer though. It's coffee.
It's very dark and deep and strong. It's not
it's
hops
complex.
forward. It's complex. It's very carbonated.
Tightly
It's got-
fizzy?
tightly fizzy is a really good description.
That's what you said last
This
time
feels
I said
like
it.
a sipping stout, Luke.
halfway in already. It reminds me of Tia Maria.
Is that Brett's old character?
Because I used to.
It does have a Tia Maria about
back in the
it,
day, I
doesn't
would
it?
have a pint of Guinness with a shot of Tia Maria in it to make it more like
It
a
does.
chocolate.
Yeah, I see that.
thick shake.
Guinness with Tia
Guinness,
Maria.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
it's-
shot a Tia Maria in there, makes it much
Yeah, we
more
need to do
chocolatey.
that. Add that to the list of things we got to try.
Oh, wow.
That
Color
is
me
exactly-
intrigued by that. I mean, what
It's
else
very
did you?
popular
What
with-
else have you put inside of a beer? Like,
Oh,
let's
so,
go. What other things do you
Guinness,
drop? Like
Guinness
a
and
Jaeger,
blackcurrant.
a
You ever
Jaeger
had
bomb?
Guinness and blackcurrant?
What?
No.
Blackcurrant cordial in a Guinness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you never had a Jaeger bomb?
You've never had a Jaeger
But
bomb?
Jaeger
Yeah.
bomb's not beer.
Beer and
True,
a Jaeger.
true.
No, it's not. It's Red Bull and Jaeger.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I did it wrong.
So Justin's never had a Jaeger.
I did it wrong.
A snake bite.
Yeah, the snake bite's the only one I've ever had.
Snake bite black.
Dimity used to work in when we were in London at Shepherd's Bush at the Australian pub at Shepherd's Bush, and would come back with red all up her hands from making snake bites.
What are snake bites? What do you know snake bites as?
Beer with a shot of red cordial in it or some shit like that.
And I see a snake bite
Cider?
is half cider, half beer.
Or maybe that's
with
it. I
red
don't know.
cordial.
But you can get a snake bite in black, which is half cider, half beer with a shot of blackcurrant cordial. And that's where the red comes from. But you can do Guinness with a shot of blackcurrant cordial, so Guinness and black as well.
Okay.
But none of them are as good as a Guinness and Tia Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to England,
You're all heathens. I once managed a cocktail bar. Can't remember anything, but I know that that's below me.
with snake bites were half beer, half cider, and then it was like a swirl of red cordial.
I think that's what
of grenadine.
I don't know.
No, it was,
No,
it
it
was
was
actual cordial.
pre-rendered
Blackcurrant cordial.
Yeah.
So like a turbo shandy
Oh, I've had one of those,
So
but I
half a
had to
pint
pay
of-
the girl extra.
half a pint of lager. Did you ever have Smirnoff Ice here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a lager in a pint glass and then a bottle of Smirnoff Ice on top of that. So it's basically like a
Oh.
shandy, but you've got the quite a high alcoholic content
Oh
in
my!
there.
What
Really
is
nice.
wrong with you, alcoholics?
When we did a
Fuck me! Like I would like more alcohol mixed with alcohol.
I'll tell
please.
you what,
Those Smirnoff.
there's a couple of those. That's a good night.
the Smirnoff,
I'd
those,
like a rum mixed with bourbon.
those ices. We did a Kentucky trip when we went overseas, and we were the oldest ones on it. But the Smirnoff ices were very popular at
Yes,
that point, and
very.
you could scull the shit out of them. And I remember the bus driver could only drink on one night because we had 2 days in one place, and he can't drive with alcohol content. So there was this one night that he came out drinking with us, and he showed us how to shoot the bottle by putting a straw in to down it super quick, and he would race people to drink them. And this guy must have had 8 Smirnoff ices, competing with people to drink them fast in about half an hour. He was a machine.
That's his job, isn't it?
No, he's a driver.
Yeah.
And I'm glad this was the one night that he had, like, he was on the grog, because if he was drinking, we called him, no, that was someone else.
Alzheimer's Murphy.
I'll use it. We called him Road Moses because he would just part the traffic as he drove through.
And he was always had tablets.
Good times there.
So you never mixed anything like that?
What? Well, not like beer and beer.
What would you put in a $5 wine?
It's more where I would put
my
the five, where I
dignity-
would put a $5 wine.
It's
and that's
my
down the
dignity
toilet.
that goes straight into the $5 wine. No, but not beer and stuff. I did like fancy cocktails that were from like books and shit, and shakers and putting things on fire and all that kind of
I
stuff.
also heard fancy cock, and that's where I stopped.
Yeah, didn't stop you from coming into the bar and getting free drinks, Brett.
Yeah, that one time I came to pick you up.
Chartreuse.
So we're going to leave in the car.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
So, Lindsay's kind of picked it up. This week's Dicey question is a little bit about fairy tales, a little bit about nursery rhymes, a little bit about the fantasy world that we live in. But the Dicey question is this: if you could turn a fairy tale or a nursery rhyme into a role-playing game, which one would you choose? And what do you think that game would be like in your mind? What draws you to it? What is it like?
Ooh, me. Pick me. Pick me. I
So I
literally-
think I would.
Fuck you all. Go on, Luke. No, go on.
I need a moment to think about this.
Go on.
You go for
You
it.
want to be smart? Let's go. Go.
I reckon.
How did you not see that coming? Your hand was waving in the air and you were just like, pick me, pick me.
No, go on, Luke. Let's go.
Humpty Dumpty.
All right, tell us about the role-playing game.
So the role-playing game is a quest to find the adhesive to put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
What do you play?
One of the king's horses or one of the king's men.
Okay. But they couldn't do it. So,
I want to be a king's horse.
so they do.
And the quest is to put Humpty back together again.
Exactly right.
They couldn't do it. So what kind of challenges do you face in this world of adventure?
It starts with the great fall of the king. Literally.
Yeah.
Would
It's
there
a
be-
complicated story of the deposement of said king and his fragments being scattered across the kingdom.
It's really an allegory for the fall of the monarchy. Isn't
Indeed,
it?
it is, yes.
Would you have like enemies in there that were egg based, like the scrambler or the
whisk,
the poacher, the whisk? Something like Oh my God! It's over easy.
Yeah. Lots of soldiers.
Yeah. Toasty soldiers.
eggs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And now you've come to Toad in the Hole.
See, that would mean a different thing in the UK, but there we go.
What?
Do love a toad
Yeah.
in
Toad
the
in the
hole.
hole is not the same as it
What is
here.
the Toad in the Hole in the UK?
You know what a Yorkshire
oh God,
pudding
is this
Do you know what a
a
Yorkshire
sex
pudding
thing?
is? No. Do you know what a Yorkshire pudding is?
It's like black pudding.
No. It's like the batter, like a savoury batter that goes with your roast dinner.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay. So this is kind of wasting my
I
time.
have Yorkshire pudding all the time.
It's like
Yeah. So Toad in
But
the
my
Hole in
wife's
the
from
UK
Yorkshire,
is,
so-
my wife is you fry some sausages off and then you put them into a tray and you pour Yorkshire pudding batter mix over the whole thing in the oven. It cooks the batter and you basically slice it up.
Okay, go again. And slowly, so I can write this down. What do? You get sausages.
You put your
Break some
sausage.
sausages off in a pan, and then you put them into a baking tray, and then you pour over that baking tray a batter mix, which is what you would use, same batter mix you would use for Yorkshire pudding.
The baking tray is traditionally piping hot to cook the batter.
Yeah, and then you basically put that in the oven, and then that cooks the batter, and then basically
It puffs up into like a deformed head.
Yeah.
Like a Pluto pup.
With sausage in
Kind
the
of,
middle.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose you could say it's a little bit like that. So it ends
Yeah.
up looking a little bit like this.
That's porn.
Oh shit, wrong window. Sorry.
Hemorrhoids. Looks like a massive hemorrhoid, yeah.
Sorry, Sarah. But obviously here I find out that so you take the center out of a slice of bread,
And
put
put
it in
an
the frying
egg
pan,
in
and then you
there.
put the egg in there. Yeah.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Aren't cultures just amazing?
That's why we take them all.
Tis the biologist.
Especially when you're on holiday in the Gold Coast. You get lots of cultures, which means that you need some penicillin.
That's right.
Lindsay.
So I was just tonight reading to my daughter The Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Oh, you want to meet the rat swarm again.
That is, yeah. But I mean, it is a dark fairy tale. Like,
A lot of them are though, aren't they?
yeah. But like, I think that's a campaign in itself, you know, like, yeah, rat swarm, Pied Piper comes and
Steals the
the
kids.
kids, go
I
find
thought
them.
it was Rumpelstiltskin.
No.
Well,
He
that's,
also stole
He
children.
does.
Oh,
He
okay.
did steal
That's
Just
children.
one particular
that's what
child.
I've got.
Is that yours? Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin is what I've got. Because
You
I
do
think
Rumpelstiltskin.
Look.
only on the second Wednesday of every month. Rumpel for
Oh no, don't try and cram that in.
No, just pause for a sec because I want to hear more about Lindsay's role-playing game. I want to know, who do you play as?
I mean, I reckon you'd go as townsfolk. Regular townsfolk.
Yep.
start
What are the
off.
classes?
Whatever you want.
Baker.
Yeah. Baker,
architect.
butcher, candlestick
Oi, I'm a
maker.
baker.
Architect in a village. That's fantastic.
I'm the only gay in the village.
But like,
Interior designer.
it just kind of leads itself.
Dressmaker. I am your dressmaker.
It leads itself perfectly well. You got magic. You've got a bit of mystery. You know, and I don't know if this is in every version, but the one I read tonight said that the kids were never found again, but they did discover in 20 years' time a town called Transylvania, which mysteriously spoke German because Hamelin was from Germany, but no one in Transylvania knew how they got there.
Are you saying the Pied Piper's a vampire?
I don't know, but like
Lots of thralls.
With a rat swarm, which makes sense.
he said he had rid other towns of mosquito plagues, and giant bats. So maybe
What version are you reading?
this is just a book that my daughter has. So I
By
don't know.
Bram Stoker.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, it just kind of. I was literally reading it tonight and thinking, wow, this.
Okay, I'd like to put a twist because obviously in your version you're playing these townsfolk who are looking for the children.
Yeah, because the Pied Piper is obviously the BBEG.
What happens if you're the children? You play as the children trying to get home because they've been able to escape or they're running from, which means you've always got a threat of this BBEG, plus you have to do other quests along the way to get home.
Not bad.
That's why I'm a mastermind. What about you, Brett?
Well, I had Rumpelstiltskin.
Really?
I think Rumpelstiltskin's a good story.
That's all. What is the story of Rumpelstiltskin?
Well, he comes out, he promises a lady she can have all this stuff if when she has
So
a
I knew
baby.
he wouldn't know the details.
takes-
I knew.
He takes
I
the
think I
baby.
remember Rumpelstiltskin coming out in the episode.
Yeah, that's why she was sewing gold. He wanted a specific dress.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin comes, promises this lady to get her out of whatever predicament she's in. If she promises her baby, she says yes, that's fine. She gets all rich and high and mighty and then has a baby who becomes the heir to the throne. Rumpelstiltskin comes, takes the baby, and then she has to solve a bunch of riddles to get the baby back. I think that's a good premise for quest.
Who were you
driven
playing
story.
here?
You play the lady.
So it's a one-person role-playing game.
Rumpelstiltskin's why not?
One of those books.
Choose your own
Page.
adventure.
Yeah, there you go. Choose your own adventure book.
Well, there's quite often you want to just sit down as a DM and a friend
Play
and
with yourself.
and play. I'd love to do that story with my kid and go, all right, well, there's the thing. But I think she had a woodsman or some shit like that in there.
They always have a woodsman.
I'm
a woodsman on the
so
side.
offended that you don't know this. You have no idea of that story.
But Rumpelstiltskin's going to make a good bad guy.
Well, because he's got the best name.
And because he can pop in and out of places and grant people wishes and... Is you all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, yeah. It's going down rather nice. As usual. Could be anything, really. I drink it, right?
What's yours, Justin?
Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes.
Ashes,
We all
ashes.
So you want
fall down.
to
Well,
be
there's a tissue.
the bubonic plague.
The
Well, there's
bubonic
two
plague.
versions of it. There is a tissue and there's ashes. So it's about a plague coming
Yes.
through a town and people in a world full of sickness trying to find a cure for this sickness, going on adventures. But you've got
If
evil,
you say zombies,
you've got evil monarchs who are burning down towns in order to rid them of plague. You've got people who are infecting other people because they think maybe they will grow immunity by infecting. It's a real allegory of what we've just been through in COVID-19 times. People would have to stay home. They'd have to work from home remotely. But without the internet, they have to actually tie a string between all the houses and play a version of Whispers. I'm not sure if you're allowed to call it the old version. It has a specific...
well, if you're talking about Wuhan flu anyway, I wouldn't worry about it.
Who are you playing?
What?
You playing the great
You play the virus.
the great champion Omicron?
Omicron. Basically, where I see you playing in this is that you are scientists and you are the first of scientists, perhaps magic, because sometimes some might argue that science fiction and magic meet each other when science fiction becomes so far that it becomes like magic.
So the role playing would be something like, okay, you put it in a petri dish, roll for how many days you wait to see if the vaccine is...
No, you have to quest to go and get items. You know, in order to do it, you have to get the feather of a cockatrice,
Oh,
for example.
Sorry, feather of a what?
Cockatrice.
Okay.
she lives near the baker.
Does shandies all the time.
With a feather boa.
Okay, well, yep, that's probably one of our weakest dicey questions ever.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just sat here thinking.
I enjoyed it.
There's been a lot of pausing tonight. Like, are we okay? Because we all seem a little bit
is
low
what's causing the
in.
pausing.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to think of whether or not I'd want to play in a Ring Around the Rosie RPG.
Yeah, but the world's going to shit around you, and you have to find a cure. I like it. It's my kind of post-apocalyptic.
I've played in one similar to that.
I feel like I
Brett
might have
ran.
watched a TV show
Would you
that's
cook the
something like that.
Last of Us?
What?
Walking Dead.
Oh, sorry. You've got to go and find some children. Really? Someone took some children and you have to go and find them. Do you have a specific set of skills when that happens?
We have a flying car.
Nice.
No, you ran a Pathfinder game for me once where it started off the town was under a plague
Yeah.
and we had to go find stuff.
Yeah.
It sucked. Not sucked because it was bad, but sucked because every time you went out and did something in the town and then had to rest afterwards.
Fort saves.
No, more people died in the town.
Yeah, the longer you're out adventuring, the more death happens in the town.
NPCs will die.
Yeah.
It was like percentages of the town.
And then whole buildings will get burnt down.
Roll
And
for
whole-
percentage of town folk dead.
Yeah, imagine this as a scenario that you have rested in an inn and there's an outbreak around you and the Lord's men come and they cordon off the area in order to burn down the entire precinct to stop the plague from spreading. And you're inside there with all the families and you have to figure out what to do. Do you allow the plague to spread? Do you get out yourselves or do you die valiantly in a fire?
Burn them all.
I didn't mean to burn him.
We could tie it together, Lindsay, because if it's about the bubonic plague, we could have the rats.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Pied Piper comes, the fear of rats comes from. Anyway.
Brett wouldn't play in mine, though.
I wouldn't play in. I'm all right with eggs.
Horses and men.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Do you have another one? I got some
But
special
you know what
mentions.
lays eggs? Rats.
I don't mind. What's the German kids who go out to the woods?
Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel. I think that'll make a good
They made a movie
story.
about that. Witch
Did they?
Hunter.
Really?
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Yes. It's got the guy who plays Hawkeye in it, Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's got a good arc.
What was it, nursery rhyme or
Either or.
fairy tale?
I did a nursery rhyme. I would love to do like something Dr. Zeus based. I think there would be some really cool kind of Fox in Socks would be the most a calamity of a role playing game because you have to rhyme.
What about green eggs and ham?
I do not like that green eggs and ham. Do you like it, Sam? I am.
I've always found that
green eggs and ham.
he's very annoying. Like, it doesn't matter that the guy won't try it. He freaking is persistent.
I used to read that to my kids and I had a specific voice, but it was the loudest voice. My neighbors could hear me because I'd be like, that's Sam I am, that's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we are going to move on to a real role-playing game of fantasy in a different world, a world where there is a dragon amongst the land. The Sword Mountains are under attack, boys, and we need to save the people of what town?
Fandolin.
Phandalin.
Where are we?
Where are you?
Fandolin.
Axelholme.
Oh, you're in Axelholme, which is situated in?
Fandolin.
Nope.
In the mountain.
What kind of mountains?
The one with the chimney.
The Sword Mountains. The base of the Sword Mountains.
The dragon was also in the Sword Mountain.
Yeah. The Sword Mountains are huge.
Ah.
It's a whole mountain range. It's like, yeah, you are inside.
In the Alps.
Yeah. So you guys have managed to find your way inside of Axelholme, coming here in order to rescue the townsfolk of Fandolin. You are here to clear out this area and make sure that they are safe. Refugees will be coming, and you need to make sure that this place, A, is open, which was your first bit of a challenge because you couldn't get inside, and B, safe from things that might hurt them, which is what you have just found. Upon entering the fortress or the abandoned dwarven fortress of Axelholme, you descended through a chimney, which I'm really sure Nikron was really happy about. And then you came into just a side chamber. As you exited that side chamber, you came into a larger chamber that was filled with cobwebs.
Man, someone really needs to dust in here. Almost went to jail as
It does mean that there's not really any occupation in this area, but there might be beasties that we would need to clear for the townsfolk to safely inhabit.
Can't really, unless they're smart, intelligent dudes, I can't really make peace with beasties, which, can bode well for you guys. But
Do you know what kind of, what would make webs this size? It's bigger than normal spiders, right?
Sorry, did we say there was light here? Have we got a torch?
Yeah, we got
We have torches lit.
Okay, cool.
No, just big spiders, I'd say, man. Just,
Right.
Yeah, so you've moved out, and what you know is you've opened the door, and the first thing you can see, just in the limited range of light that you have, is that there are thick webs which are strung between walls and pillars that kind of obscure your vision more than you would intend it to.
Should we attempt to put the torch to the webs and see if they light up
Yeah,
and clear?
that's a good idea, but man, a spider that can make this webs this big has got to be a pretty amazing spider, man.
Well played. Well played, Lindsay. Well played.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Totally missed it, though.
Yep,
The real fan
Yep.
completely missed it.
I took offense. Are you looking at the shirt that I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
looking
trying
at
not to.
Are you looking at the badge that's on my
Oh, yeah,
jacket?
you've doubled down.
I did that with Grogu.
Did you? You did too, yeah.
I almost wore my Spider-Man socks as part of this uniform.
You're just going to come
I
in
am
one day
wearing
in
a
full
shirt.
flipping costume, aren't you?
I do have a Spider-Man onesie
I wish
that
you
when it
wore-
gets cold. We are going away very soon for Brett's 50th birthday. I will, if it is cold, be bringing my Spider-Man onesie.
I wish you wore a paper bag over your head.
I'd have to have a Fantastic Four costume at that point.
That's true.
Lindsay and I know what we're talking about. If you know what we're talking about, why don't you send us a little message over social media? Give us a wink.
Or if
That
you
way
don't care,
Lindsay and I
equally,
know.
send us the
Chuck
message
the
that you don't
picture
care.
in our feed to let us know what.
It's a picture of people with paper bags on their heads.
Yeah, I would love to know what Nikron would look like with a paper bag
With a
over
paper
his
bag.
head. A paper bag just full of seed. A seed bag.
Just pecking on the floor, trying to get the seed out.
Maradius wants to know if he knows anything about these spiders. What
spiders?
Well, if there's webs, he's assuming
Could be
spiders.
silkworms. Could be silkworms.
Has he had any experience with spiders like this before, or know anything about large spiders, what they might do, how they might behave? He wants to do some kind of insight check to find out about
Spiders.
them.
I love spiders. They're very tasty.
Just make me an intelligence check.
Very tasty.
How's that mushroom treating you?
You should eat off those sauces for the eyes.
I'm just licking my fingertips
I have-
constantly.
Are these spider webs? Is that what they're called?
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Interesting. And you can use them to weave or What's
I
the
mean, they do
primary purpose of-
usually catching and eating things.
we should
Can we
make
touch one? I'm going to touch one.
very safe as far as I know.
I'm gonna hit my just touch one with my hand because I'm hungry. I like spiders.
Okay,
They're
so
yummy.
you reach out a little bit to this string that
How
is in
thick
front
does
of
it
you.
seem, actually?
There are varied thicknesses of these. Some of them are maybe guitar string hair-like, and some of them are quite a little bit thicker than that. They're quite almost like a thick string, like a
Venetian blind cord.
like a wool kind of,
Oh.
that kind of thickness.
What gauge?
Probably 14.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I don't know what gauge.
I don't
is.
know if gauge is the right word. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, there are multitudes of them, and like any kind of web structure, there are places where the webs are very thick, and there's places where there are anchor webs. Like if you know anything about spiders in real life, they create anchor webs, and then they create a thin kind of netting around those anchor webs that they
know something about biology. What's going on
then-
here? It's 'cause it's
Well,
Spider-Man related.
without
yeah,
them
and
ankle-
when Peter Parker made the spider webs, they're set to dissolve at different areas. He can time that. But he was a genius, and I think people really underestimate just how smart Peter Parker actually is. I think that is his actual superpower.
I had a website joke in there, but it's gone now.
As in, went out of your head, or you just
Well,
missed
no,
a
it's
chance?
just it
He couldn't think of the actual joke.
No, he just kept
He had
talking.
no joke.
He
He
just
had
kept
no
talking
joke.
about.
What is the website joke?
It's too
Lindsay?
late. We
Go,
went
what is
past
it?
it.
What is the website joke?
we can shoehorn it in there.
Yeah,
near
yeah.
the-
What's the joke?
I was going to make references of anchors, which are used in making website creation as well.
Mhm.
And we're talking about anchor webs, but never mind.
Is that the joke?
No, don't
Oh.
worry. This is what happens,
Oh, there is a tone.
To Rachel, who said, "Why do you guys keep talking over each other?"
What?
This is why. This is why.
So you find yourselves faced with these things. Your little wings, your feathered fingers reach out tenderly and they touch one of these
I haven't got feathers on them, but okay, go on.
These, what do they have on them?
They're
Down.
they're like a bird foot does not have feathers on it. They're sort of like that, but hands.
Like feet, but hands.
Yeah, they're like the scaly, scaly, not
Good
feathery.
for frying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tastes good.
You reach out your bird-like hand, your
feet.
I was going to say equine, but I'm wrong. What's the bird? Feline, equine. What am I thinking of
Avian.
here? Avian. Thank you. I had a total mental blank then.
Brilliant.
We're just going to take 20 minutes and go away and reset.
2.8 standard drinks.
Yep. In a
And
can.
2 shots of coffee.
Well,
Yeah.
We
on
are
top.
both buzzing and pissed.
I don't know. Yeah, my brain doesn't know what it's doing right now.
Yeah, this is
Most
like
weeks that's the
this
case,
is what
but
happens when
more
I
so
have
today.
and as Lindsay would say, espresso martini.
Should have had some avocado toast with it.
I can't pay for that. I have to go to the ATM machine.
Oh,
I.e., example. You reach out your avian hands to touch one of these stringy webs that cross and Chris from the from. They'll make you jump. But
There is no joke we will let sit just hanging there. We will
Did you
land
deliberately
it.
reverse the combination so we wouldn't pick it up there?
We'll rub it into your face.
Yeah, some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. So you reach out to touch one of the strands, and you kind of do you pluck it? Do you put your hand on it? Do you want to tense?
Twing,
You kind of want to pull and test its like its
I know
strength.
enough about spiders. I'm pretty sure as my character knows enough about spiders to know that if there's anything around, I want to try and entice to see what
As
happens.
soon as you
I'm
touch
hungry.
it, your finger sticks to the webs. The webs have a stickiness to them. And as you pull your hand away, the web sticks a little bit and it kind of almost like a plucked guitar string kind of hums a little bit. And then as you see that humming, you can see some webs that are attached. They're not maybe connected, but across the ways, just they start to and they start to wiggle. And then the next ones start to wiggle, and then more of them start to wiggle.
Cool.
As something in the room seems to stir, and you can see
in the actual room.
Yes, you can see that's you. The only thing that gives you an indication of it is that these spider webs all start to vibrate and hum and move at different frequencies or different vibrations.
I was just thinking, actually, this would have been great if JR was still here. He could have played it like an instrument. Just like, yep. So hang on. Just get my bearings again. This is not in a doorway or down a corridor. This is in the room.
You've had to walk into an open area for this to happen.
Okay. Cool. Going to take a couple of steps back.
What are you doing there, Meridius? You've made some kind of insight check. You're not sure
thinking
exactly.
hard about spiders.
You're thinking about the gauge of wool right now.
He's trying to count how many legs are on a spider in his brain.
He's up to 24.
8 tasty legs. Tasty.
Yeah. And what about you, new guy whose name I can't remember? You will not get a name until you earn one in my books.
Fungi.
Why am I calling him by his name then? I'm going to go up to the webs that have been now vibrating. I'm just going to hold the torch to them to see if they burn away, because we're going to have to go through this room eventually.
I was thinking about that too, Flunt Stonebud. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, no worries, man. Just, I don't want to get dirty and sticky and stuff.
So a picture is painted. You've got a blue bird-like creature who is just moved his hand away as the vibrations of some strings happen. You've got a guy standing back, quite perplexed, looking at the webs, kind of trying to understand exactly what they may be. Who's holding the torch out of the two of you?
I've got one.
So do I.
I am a torch.
So, but who's got the light
I've got
sources?
one.
Okay, so Meridius is holding the light source at this
And so
moment,
does
as is Flunt. Flunt takes his light source, which is a torch, and starts holding it to the fire. Immediately, that strand kind of snaps itself. It kind of shrivels up. It doesn't catch on fire, but that one kind of strand, as you get to it, is one of those thicker ones. And you think, oh, maybe if you went to a place where they're thicker, it might have more of a clearing effect. But that is pale in comparison to the sight that comes into your vision right now. A large spider. And by large spider, I mean large.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I'm glad he clarified how large that was.
You are all medium creatures.
Uh-huh.
It's as big as a dragon.
This is larger than you are. So
Cool.
a large-sized spider
Just the
comes
one.
into...
Are we measuring from the legs or are we measuring from the abdomen?
You can see the abdomen, you can see the fangs, you can see the multitude of eyes, you can see its 26 legs, as well as the little feelers out
26.
on the front. Meridius thinks so.
I've
But
counted them.
it slowly skitters down one of the spider's webs into view, looking at you with malice in its eyes. And even in the light of the shining eyes that you see, you can see in the distance at least one more. Just at the edge of the light.
There's another cockroach behind it.
I'm fairly sure, guys, it's time for initiatives.
Oh.
Can I have that back? It doesn't count. It didn't land in the box.
Nikron, what did you get for your initiative roll?
Total of 21.
Oh, that's excellent. Meridius?
10.
Flunt?
8.
Okay. That is very interesting.
Is it?
It's just interesting.
A spider is about your light. It shines for about 20 feet. So in darkness, you get a range of about 10 foot around you, and then in dim light with a percentile to miss. Wait, I am fully using Pathfinder rules here. Someone tell me what a torch does in 5th edition.
Just lights up some places.
So
How
hang on,
far?
if
How
it-
big?
20 and 20.
How close is this thing?
20 and 20?
20
Pull it up.
vision.
Inventory. Backpack. Torch. Torch burns for 1 hour, providing bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light in another 20 feet. If you make a melee attack with a burning torch and hit, it deals 1 fire damage.
So your torch does 20 foot of normal and 20 foot of dim light. Dim light, also called shadows, creates a lightly obscured area. An area of dim light is usually a boundary between a source of bright light, such as a torch, and the surrounding darkness. The soft light of twilight and dawn counts as dim light. A particularly brilliant full moon might bathe the land in dim light. However, what I don't like here is, what is the idea of that? So I'm going to say, I lie. 5th edition, I apologize to you. Anything that is
Don't go that far.
anything that is in dim light, of course, because it's actually quite smart, is anyone?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Of course it is. Of course it is. I sometimes I overthink things because of my Pathfinder history.
You might even say that the 5th edition is a little bit more intuitive.
You get disadvantage on every roll.
I am a disadvantage.
Nycrin, you go first.
How far
So
away is
in
this
dim
thing?
light, so this thing is roughly about 40 foot away from you. So this room is quite large. It's an open area, but it has some pillars and some some different kind of things in here. You imagine that this is a room where you can see some old cauldrons, you can see some fire pits, you can see 4 big pillars that are holding up the ceiling, but you can also see a couple of doors quite a bit away. This room is roughly about, this room is about 60 by 60 feet. It's huge. It's absolutely massive.
So this thing is 40 feet away from me, and I
Yep.
got roll with disadvantage.
If you are attacking it,
I'm going to attack it. I'm sending something, so that's my first roll of... Oh, actually, both 18. So that's a grand total of 24 on the roll to hit.
Mhm.
Does that hit?
It certainly will.
For 14 points of damage. Fire damage.
Okay.
Fire.
14 points of damage. You hit a spider. That is
spider.
Yeah, just that all you can see is 2 at this point in time. But you hit a spider that is crawling ominously towards you.
And still crawling?
It is still crawling. Maradius, what are you going to do?
It's on Meridius' turn, surely, with that shit initiative. Did you?
Maradius, what is your turn?
Man. Meridius is going to pull a javelin out and throw it at it,
Mhm.
I guess, if that's
Okay.
we're attacking then. These things are
want
not
to eat it.
friendly.
I love spiders.
Oh.
I love all insects, crustaceans, anything like that.
With disadvantage,
Arachnids.
please.
I'm about to have me a feast.
12 to hit.
Your javelin flies past, getting stuck in one of the webs. It hits that web and bounces off course, missing the spider.
And then with his second attack in this round, he'll do the same thing. 2 javelins sticking in the webs, I guess.
So-
It's a tricky fight. I might not go with the javelins anymore. And then he'll pull out his shield and sword and hold the torch in the shield hand.
That brings us to Flunt. What are you going to do in this situation, Flunt? You've seen your 2 compatriots. One of them has shot fire out of his feathery ass. The other one is thrown 2 javelins.
Sure. My feet and hands are not feathery, but my ass is. That's fair enough.
Flunt's going to drop the torch on his feet,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to pull up his giant maw peacemaker.
Mhm.
And he's going to be like, man, if you're intelligent and want to talk peace, please speak now. Nope. Okay. And take 2 swings at it.
You would have to move 40
Why
feet.
this pacifist is...
Huh.
Yeah, remember it's 40 feet away. That's why people have been throwing ranged attacks and javelins.
I thought it
at
was just because they were behind me and wanted to stay behind me.
you.
Are you... hang on. You're behind us, aren't you?
Yeah, Nycrin's the one that's furthest in front because he
I'm
was.
the
I
webs.
burnt the...
Yeah, so
Oh,
you
you do
burned
the
some
webs.
webs next to it. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, then I won't do that. I will hang the torch neatly in one of the webs nearby, and I'll just prepare to swing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're actually using the stickiness of the web to
Yeah.
hang the torch. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then
Okay.
I will just prepare, and I'll just ask him to speak if he's intelligent.
And as you prepare to
If
ask,
he comes
this
close, I'm
thing
going to beat the
speak-
shit out of it, though.
It's such a pacifist way of
Isn't
saying
that
things.
right?
I almost was not going to make this as hard as it should be, but now I've changed.
Once he's killed one character, now he wants the whole set.
Have you
He's
ever
got a
seen the movie
taste for it.
Arachnophobia?
No.
Yes.
Okay, or Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yes.
So in the movie of Eight-Legged Freaks, which has far worse CGI than Arachnophobia does, even though it's made with real models and stuff, giant spiders take precedence. As soon as you start burning webs, as soon as your aggression starts to move, this spider that is in front of you seems to take a more aggressive stance and move towards you even faster. Nycrid, this spider moves straight up into your grill and attempts a ranged attack from about 5 foot away. It doesn't actually get right into your grill.
Cool.
And it is going to attempt to spit webs at you. Its mandible
Webs.
comes under and it squirts out a series of webs trying to
I feel so funky.
trying to encase you.
Is he within 5 to 10 feet of me?
He's 10 feet away.
Cool.
From
It is
me, I'm
fine.
10 feet away from him.
So he would be, oh no, he doesn't even have to be that far away. He only has to move 10 foot.
No, I mean Nycrin, not the spider.
What?
Is
The
Nycrin-
spider moves 10 foot forwards, yes. So Nycrin definitely is within 5. I thought you guys
Cool.
were standing
Yep.
next to each other.
So hang on, it's now 30 feet away from me, right?
Yeah, it's 30 foot away from you. A range of webs comes flying into you, and that's not bad. 22
To hit.
to hit.
Yes, that hits.
As soon as you are hit, the webs cover you, and you seem to be restrained as the web encases you and kind of stops your movement from happening. Your arms are pinned to your side, your feet are pinned together, and you find it very hard to move any part of your body. You can almost hop anywhere. At the same time, though, you see eye after eye after eye after eye after eye as another
That's only 2 spiders.
another spider comes in, and then a third, and then a fourth,
I
and
think
then
they're
a fifth,
pirates.
and then a sixth, and then a seventh, and then an eighth
Of the same size.
of the same size.
Cool.
As a multitude of spiders. It's almost like Moradius loses count at that point in time as they move in.
174 legs.
Yeah. Each of you actually gets attacked by a spider squirting swarm. So the next one goes to Flunk.
Hang on, when
who
did they join the initiative?
who is the next 20 to hit you?
Hits.
You are also restrained by webs. Moradius. Oh, not so bad on this one. That will be a 13 to hit you.
He ducks out the way.
Yeah, so as a squirt of webs come in attacking you. What that means, though, is that 3 spiders apiece come in and attack you each with their...
Well, hang on,
melee attacks.
how are they spread out? So they were quite ways in there, so like they're all up
So
against
some come from the ceiling.
Okay.
Some come from the walls, some come from behind you. So they are in all dimensions in space at this point in time. So you have 3 that are each of you has 3 spiders that are now within melee distance of you, and 1 spider that's shot webs at you.
Sweet.
At that point.
So, just to clarify,
Mhm.
being that we don't play 5e that often, besides this podcast, so to web us, it's just that straight against AC.
Mhm.
That's weird.
Mhm.
I've never had any. Like, that's always usually like an opposed roll or a save or something like that. Anyway.
That's it. Now, because you are restrained, I believe these things would get advantage against you. So we're going to start with you, Nycrin. That is not going to hit, as I rolled 2 natural 3s then.
Keep it up.
A natural 20. And with advantage, that is going to be natural 20 is always going to hit. So that is a critical versus your armor class.
So we have no hands free?
Not at this point, no. You are
Shut up, Lindsay.
except for Maradius.
Well,
you
no,
are,
that
except
was
for
trying to
Morales.
I know
help
what you were trying to do.
I was trying to help you.
except for Maradius, you're all
Fine.
restrained.
Fuck you. Hope you die.
Time for a new character.
12 points of piercing damage.
Piercing. I mean, it doesn't really
And
matter
can you
what
make a
type it is.
constitution check? for me,
Con check
please?
as well?
Yes.
Can I just... Oh, hang on. Damage. 12, you said? Oop. Not 20. 12. Apply changes. And a con check. That is a 23 on the con check.
You feel like the poison that's ingested inside of your body burns a little bit. Not as much as maybe it could have. However, you still take 4 points of damage, as you can even feel like a necrosis come into your into the wound where the fangs have pierced you.
All right. Okay, you're a healer now, aren't you?
No.
Sweet.
You can eat a mushroom.
Yeah.
It'll make the death easier.
He's already high.
Yeah, true. Me or the character?
Yes.
2.8 units per can. I'm up there. I'm floating. Good boy, Lindsay. There we go. Get it down. Get it down, yeah.
What I really enjoy about this creature here is that this is, again, I'm going back to Pathfinder stuff. So if I was in Pathfinder and I poisoned you with a creature, you would have some type of immunity if you made a save against that type of poison for a period of time. You know what 5th edition doesn't do? That. Third spider, because the first one missed. Oh, that's a 3. And, that is an 18
Yep.
to hit you.
That hits.
Again, you take 8 points of damage and you must make a constitution save.
The con save, eh? 19 on the con save.
A 19. This is actually much worse than I thought it was going to be. You take another...
That's because you're fucking hitting me the
You
whole
take
time.
another 2 points of necrosis. Well, now it's Flunt's turn as 3 creatures come in to kill the Flunt Master. Will a 21 hit you, Flunto?
Yes.
Okay. You take 10 points of damage and make a constitution save for me, please.
14.
5 points of necrotic damage from the first of the spiders. The second of the spiders...
Oh, wait, is it poison?
It is poison.
19.
Okay. 5 points of damage from the poison that courses through your body. The second spider that descends from the ceiling, 21 again, doing... Oh, this is bad. This is bad. 9 points of damage. And just make a constitution save for me, please. I would really like to... I think we are going to, just given the fact that this is pretty nasty, we might have
22.
to look up poisons on this one. That is 3 points of poison damage that you are taking. And the last of the spiders, I don't think is going to hit you on a 16.
No.
No.
Is it poisoned? Do they get the poisoned?
This is poison damage
Right,
that
so
they're
It's just
taking.
extra damage.
So as the venom goes through their body, they are taking damage. So on
Do
that-
they get the poison condition?
They're not poisoned
It's just-
because they are making their saves. It would be far worse if they were not making their saves, but they still take a poisony type damage.
So if you're poisoned, you get disadvantage. That's all that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they already have that. But the ones that don't have disadvantage are the ones against you, Maradius. So 3 creatures against you. The first, 19.
That hits.
That is going to be 9 points of actual damage. And just make a constitution save. I think that you should be pretty safe with this.
23.
2 points of poison damage. The second spider moves around the corner of the room against the wall. It strikes out at you with its mandibles on a 21, doing
Yep.
7 points of damage. Make another constitution save for me.
11. 12.
4 points of damage. We are reaching the bottom of probably what you would really want to be safe from this, because you are not poisoned. And the last of the attacks, these are really good rolls on my behalf, is a 20 to hit you, doing 11 points of damage and a last constitution save. Dear me.
15.
This is the most amount of half damage that I can do. And just bear in mind, this is half damage, people. Half damage. I'm doing math in my head. 7 points of poison damage. 7 points of poison damage. Now, I know, Lindsay, you had your book out right now. Are you looking at poison? Like, have you on immunity of Ben's poison after you've been poisoned?
I have
once?
resistance to poison.
No, but does a person? Like, I thought you were looking up poison for me after I said it. No one. Everyone's just going to look at me. Okay.
Just look
So
up.
you might want to grasp for some straws yourselves.
Poisoned condition gives you disadvantage. That's it.
But are you immune after you've been hit by poison once and made a save?
No,
I guess
it's just poison damage. It's like fire damage.
Is my thing, because you do get a saving throw against it. But I'm wondering if you have some type of
continually.
Well, I would think that if you've already got poison running through your veins, maybe it's not something that continues to damage you. What I'm saying is this encounter gets far worse if that's the case. And if that is the case, you guys are in some serious trouble, because that's a lot of attacks coming your way.
It doubles on a crit. No, poison damage is different from the poison condition. So it's just extra damage. And you're either resisted or don't. That's why it's only a DC 10 con save.
Normally it's save or suck though, right?
Yeah. That's what it says.
Not half damage.
Okay, so it is a save or suck condition right now where
the poison damage, if you save against it, normally it's not half damage, it's zero damage.
Unfortunately, the rules right here say
Well, don't ask us to check the rules if you don't want to fucking hear them.
So what I'm saying though is that whether or not you have some type of immunity once you,
There's
but it
no
doesn't
immunity to the
seem
damage.
that you have diplomatic immunity from this one. All right, which brings us to the top of round number 2. There are 12 spiders in total, 3 of which have some range. One of those 3 have shot webs at each of you. You also have 3 spiders in each of your grills. The first thing that you need to do for me, Nikron, is if you want to move, if you want to do something, you are currently restrained by this webbing. You can make a strength check to either burst the webbing, or you can attack and destroy the webbing, maybe if you have fire damage, or some other way of a knife to cut out or something like that. So you can either cut through the webs, destroy the web somehow, or just strength it out and try and see if you can get out there.
Don't worry about it. So what I'm going to do, so how far away are these spiders to me?
The spiders, there are 3 of them that are literally in base to base with you at this point in time. Some of them might be hanging from the ceiling or suspended on webs, but they're all around you, having made melee attacks. And there's one of them that's
right in front
30
of me?
foot away from you. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'm going to spend a sorcery point to do subtle casting, so I don't have to move or have a somatic or verbal component to any of my spells.
That's cool.
Is that the first time you've done that?
I talked about doing it when I got incapacitated before, but I'm not sure I
I don't
actually
think
got
you
around
got
to
there.
doing it.
Yeah, that's
yet.
cool.
So make a DC 14 check for anything that's in a 20-foot sphere in front of me.
A 20-foot sphere in front of you,
Yeah, in front of
or around you?
I don't want to get myself with this damage. Can you get yourself with the damage of your
You
own
can.
fire spell? Yeah, so no. I'm literally going to... So yeah, I'm there, stood, ramrod stiff, I guess, full of covered in web, and then this massive...
So the 3 spiders that are on you,
this
essentially.
massive sphere of fire is just going to appear in front of me.
Okay. And that is a what type of save, sorry?
It's a dex save, DC 14.
Two of them save, one of them fails.
Okay, so 19 points of fire damage for the one that did not save.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing that's 9 points of damage for the one that did.
The 2 that did.
Two that did, so fire
Yep.
damage, yes.
So you essentially damaged three of the spiders with your sphere going away, trying not to damage your compatriots. So if you
Indeed.
moved over to some of Flunt's spiders, it probably would have also hit Flunt as well.
I can't move, so I'm only concerned what things I can actually see.
Yeah, cool. That moves us to Maradius. Maradius, you also have 3 spiders in front of you. Unlike Nikron and Flunt, though, they're in front of you at this point in time. So those spiders that are on them, the 6 spiders that are in base to base with them, are out of reach with you. You can only reach the 3 that are on you.
They can't reach my companions, right?
Yeah, they're literally in front of you.
They are.
Yeah.
So Maradius is going to get stony silent and rage up.
Mm-hmm.
With his first action, he's going to grab at Nikron and try and pull him out of the webs.
Okay, so your first action is you are going to try to rip his webs open?
Rip him out of the webs.
Yeah, well, the webs are encasing him. So imagine like a mummy kind of being encased. So you'd have to kind of rip the webs
Whatever it
apart.
is to
Make a
release
strength
him.
check for me.
Got lots of that. FYI, I'm going to do a monk.
13.
Die.
At the end of this action, you have burst those webs open, allowing Nikron some freedom of his arms, his legs, his wings.
Yep, then he'll move over to Flunt and do the same thing.
Okay.
His second action. At a strength check of 19.
Of 19, again, you burst the webs apart, freeing Flunt.
And he'll say to them, get to the chimney and hold them one at a time there.
Get to the chimney.
Thinking there's a choke point at the chimney that then we might be to go one at a time against these.
So the chimney's in another room, remember?
Yeah, but behind us, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then with his last action, he's going to hit whatever spider he can hit, one that's been charred, I would hope.
Well, they're on the other side of Nikron. So you're standing behind Nikron.
You can move in between your
So-
actions, and you can take all of your movement in between actions. You don't have to do it all at once.
Okay, so you're moving
Rules.
around the side of Nikron,
5e, right?
As long as I don't move out of 5 foot from any one of the
which
spiders.
you can't do to get to them. So
if there's a spider next to me, I'm going to hit it.
So essentially what I'm saying to you is when you started, there was you sort of with your back to the wall of around the door. Those 2 were in front of you 5 foot, and then the spiders are in front of them that were attacking them. Your spiders are on the wall and on either side of
So
you.
there were no spiders next to me.
Yeah, on the wall on either
Right.
side of you.
Can
So-
I not hit one of them?
Yes, but you can't hit one at Nikron because you said you wanted to hit
any
a charred
spider.
one.
If there's a charred one, great, but any spider's going to get
Okay.
smacked. And this is a reckless attack.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
16 points of damage.
16.
As the sword just swings out sideways.
go.
And then he hunkers down behind the shield, hoping to kind of leave a trail behind, a safe route behind him.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of safe routes, the spiders have sort of flanked you at this point, cutting off your parts of your exit. You're going to have to fight through some spiders to get to the exit where the door is. Okay, because you guys have moved into the room. Like the spider webs aren't all the way up to the door. You had to move into the room a little bit.
Yep,
for
I
to
get
happen.
that, Justin. I also get that 2/3 of my hit points have disappeared, and I can't imagine what my companions are doing like. And I'm trying to find a way to
Don't
tactically.
hate the player,
secure-
Brett. Just it's the game.
Just going. He's going to try and go, all right, I've been hurt considerably. My companions are probably not doing so well. He's going to take the hits and try and get them out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Flunt, what are you going to do?
I am going to pull off part of my outfit is I have like these little kind of like strips of paper that have like prayers on them. I'm going to pull one off and it's going to burn up as I say a quick prayer. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself, giving myself an extra 2 bonus to AC.
Oh, nice.
And then I am
What
going
does that
to
look like?
I pull a piece of paper off it.
But the shield is
His
like
big +2 floats in front of him.
is it like a hazy
Yeah,
shield
it's like
of
a
smoke or something like
Like
that?
little tendrils fall
Yeah,
down from the
smoke,
mushroom.
like, comes out of my pipe and kind of
Nice.
like wraps around me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And then I'm going to grab my Peacemaker and take a swing at the spider near me,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get back to Maradius, I guess.
Okay.
So probably the one straight in front of me if I
Yep.
can. 14, sorry. To hit.
14 hits.
Sweet.
13 points of damage as I go down with a 2-handed swing with my maul.
You just crush it through the head.
Yep. Well, whatever I can hit. I don't want to say through the head if it's not dead.
Okay. You strike the spider, rattling it, but not killing it.
Okay. And then I'm going to take another swing with my more with a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, that'll definitely hit. Piercing through its armor class. It's chitin
That's
armor.
9 points of damage as I kind of like go for a sweep across the legs to try and like get it out of the way, or at least knock it over.
Again, it stays attached to the webs that are in front of you, but it also still seems, while green mucus blood kind of squirts from it, it still seems to be moving, even though parts of its legs, some of its legs are broken and sort of tucked under it.
Well, poop. All I've got left is movement.
Can you move? Can you get out?
Yeah, I guess I could just leg it, but that doesn't seem...
Run.
So how far away from the door?
You guys have moved maybe 10 foot into this room. So you've moved the furthest into this room.
Yeah.
How many spiders would he run past to get out of the room?
Well, definitely the 3 past him that on base to base with him, plus he'd have to move past your spiders as well, Murray.
So there's 6 hits, or take 3 next round, maybe.
I'm just going to stay here.
Cool.
You know what this would be a really good time for? So I just want to talk to you guys about party makeup. Like, who is the healer of this party at this
fuck
point
you and your
in time?
party makeup.
So
Who's next, Justin?
Who provides the healing
Can we
or
cut this?
the sucker? The sucker, the expenditure of joy here. Who keeps the party alive in the times of need? Do we have a medicine person who actually can help against
Yep.
poisons?
Maradius. He's got a medicine pack, medicine kit, and he can do a medicine check on people at +1 to see if he can overcome those things.
I have significant healing, but it's not in combat healing. It takes 10 minutes to cast.
And he can suck the poison out of a.
He can chop their limb off.
I would like to see that. Spiders. This is going to be a nasty world. Now, the good part is they don't get advantage against you anymore because you guys are no longer stuck inside of webs.
Ah.
So I'm going to go a little bit differently this time
You
because
are welcome.
you have 3 spiders apiece upon you at the moment. So I'm going to do one at a time. So we're going to start in order with Nykren. Nykren, will a 16 hit you?
Yes. I don't get any bonus for being in range to you. No. Okay. Yes, it does.
That is a nasty, nasty piece. So you take 10 points of damage.
You take none of that damage.
I take none of that damage. Hang on.
Okay.
What's this?
Well, you take... I subtract a 9 plus 3 from it as I use my reaction to kind of like stick my hammer in the way.
So I don't take none of that damage then.
So it reduces it by 1d10 plus 3, and I rolled a 9. So as the spider lunges at you, I just swing my hammer up, not able to hit it, but I kind of like block you from taking the hit from you on my hammer.
Sweet.
So
I knew you had something like that, so I was like, you sure you ain't got anything? You were like, nah. I was like, oh no, okay.
Okay, so you negate the damage in total.
Yep, 1d10 plus 3 damage. So
That's
I rolled a 9.
great.
So
How many
that's
times
12
can you
points.
do that?
As many times as I have reactions. So once currently.
Once a round.
Yep,
1d10 plus 3 damage. So how much damage did you negate? Sorry?
12.
12 points of damage. I'm going to say that doesn't actually mean that the spider hit you at all, which means you don't have any chance of having poison damage
Sweet.
come against you.
How much damage was it going to be, Justin?
It was 10 points of
Well,
just
that means you heal 2
physical
points
damage.
of damage.
But yeah, the subsequent to that was the fortitude roll with the poison against it. Let's see how Flunt compares as a spider attempts to attack you, and it seems like the hammer that you've just raised hits the spider away inconsequentially, and it also misses you. The first of the spiders against Maradius comes in and also misses with its hit, rolling
my game.
terribly. No, because now we've
I
got
know.
more rounds of this
I
going.
know.
Nykren, the second spider. I'm just going to say that I've rolled natural 2, natural 2, natural 3.
Keep them coming.
This spider also misses you. I am very upset right now because somebody could die, and I'd be very happy if that happened. Oh, there it goes. Flood natural 20 as a spider pounces and you see both of its fangs just hit Flunt straight into the neck. The spider starts to inject
Remember to double the poison damage.
Going for It's not terrible.
Hang on.
12 points of piercing damage.
Hang on, don't I get to make
No, 12 points of piercing damage. And
Poison
if you
damage yet
can
to
make a constitution save for me, please, sir.
That's a 16 on the con save.
Okay, you make it, so you only take half damage, which is 6 points of poison damage as the second spider attempts to attack you. The second one moves up to you, Maradius, doing 22 as it tries to its hands sort of come in and try and move your arms apart as it attempts to pierce you with its mandibles.
Yep.
That will do 10 points of damage and a fortitude save, please.
You don't feel like all of that goes through.
Okay. Oh, this is a big poison.
It's a natural 20 on the save.
A natural 20 on the save. I wonder if there's anything special for
No,
a
it's
natural
5.
20. Does it
You clutch in. You clutch in.
I am clutching for you at this
that's
point
what I
because
mean.
it's 7 points of poison damage even with that save.
Don't worry about it.
Bullshit.
And then the last of the spiders that is in your grill, 19 to hit you, Nikron.
No, it doesn't work.
Oh, Flunt.
I'm joking. Of course, I'm 19
Oh.
fucking hits.
That does 6 points of physical damage and a constitution save, please.
A con save. 16 on the con save.
Okay, just where your hand meets the feathers, the scaly part of your hand meets the feathers, a fang digs quite deeply in doing that physical damage, and 5 points of poison damage is injected into one of your beautiful sorcerer's hands. Flunt,
Oh dear.
18 to hit you.
Is this round 3?
Yeah.
Meets it, beats it.
That is the least amount of damage I can do, which is 4 points of physical and a constitution save, please.
I get advantage on constitution saves for poison. That's a 13.
That is enough to save, but you are still going to take 6 points of poison damage. And last but not least, Maradius, a spider lands on top of you. You feel it in your hair. There's webs in your hair, but you just don't know where it's gone as the spider kind of stumbles, moves off the wall and kind of falls a little bit at your feet, missing you as it's pounced upon you. There are 3 more spiders though. And those 3 spiders were at length trying to pin you guys with injected webs, and they all move in towards you, just using their movement here to spin some more webs as they go, blocking some of the pathway and making it very hard for you to move out of this area, making it halved movement terrain.
So, difficult terrain to get out?
Difficult terrain.
And how many spiders on the way out?
Well, each of you still has now 4 spiders upon you.
Between us and the door?
Depends on who it is. So between you and the door, there
Yeah.
are still 4 spiders in
Okay.
your grill.
Gotcha.
It gets a little bit harder for the other 2
Yep.
because they're in front of you
Yep.
and their spiders somewhat share some tactical
I
space.
hear.
That last attack doesn't hit me
Why's that?
because I forgot I had sacred
Oh,
sacred
to plus 2 to
shield.
armor
So it's
class.
+2 to armor class.
Okay. Well,
So lucky I write it the way it does, so I know how much hit points.
it's
I'm
too
on.
late. We've moved on. Hands off the piece.
Written it down, saving us.
Nikron, it's your go.
Okay, from the floor. Cool.
From the floor?
Yeah.
Do you want to describe what's happening here?
So Nikon is in a pile on the floor.
Okay.
I'm death saving right now.
Okay.
Well, see,
One
see
success.
How,
There we
see
go.
how it helps to like describe what's happening rather than you just having to lay down.
I was going for suspense.
Well, it didn't work.
Okay.
Now we're in suspense.
Yeah.
And having heard the words death saves.
Tension as well, though.
Yeah.
Flunt.
So Flunt, seeing Nikron hit the floor, is going to bend down and lay a hand on him, and he's going to channel some spores. Spores kind of like filter down into your mouth, and you're going to take
Oh, it's in your mouth. It's
I'll
in your
give you
mouth.
15 points of healing.
I thought you didn't do any in combat healing.
I got lay on hands. That's all I got.
Lay on
Okay.
spores.
15.
Yeah, 15 out of my 25.
Ooh, not
Sounds like
150.
lay on hands is in combat healing.
It is, but it's not like 25 healing points is all I've got in lay on hands.
It's good.
But
It saves
So
him,
you just used more than half of your healing points.
yes.
but it also
Wow.
saves him from taking double damage on a hit next round, which is death. That's a really clutch move.
And are you still right behind me?
I am.
And then I'm going to, again, puff a bit of, pull off one of my paper tags, and I'm going to burn it, and I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on you as well.
Me, what does that
On
give me?
who?
Plus
On
2 to
Nykron,
AC.
okay.
Nykron. Just because he's got a lot less armor class than you, I
Sure.
imagine.
Sure.
And that's all I got. That's all I got.
That moves us to Maradius.
So Maradius, still in his stone cold rage, is going to reach out a big, meaty, stony paw and grab both Nykron and Flunt by the back of the collar,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to withdraw, carrying them,
Mm-hmm.
taking whatever damage he needs to take, but shielding them from the spiders.
I'm not sure you can shield them from the spiders because you're also moving them from, like, they're still moving out of the out of that combat zone. I get what you're trying to do,
Yeah,
but
Well,
it doesn't put you. You know, you're not negating these spiders. You're literally just moving them out of the combat.
okay. Give me 1 sec. And I'm just checking something because I just want to look at the shove action.
Uh huh.
Because if the shove action says you take a attack of opportunity, then that makes sense. But if it doesn't, do you reckon it wouldn't? Or
Well, it's still movement. So in my mind, you know, grabbing someone by the scruff of the neck and pulling them along still would just moves them straight out of the way, and it actually makes them more vulnerable, if anything. Like if you're shoving someone, your body's there and you're being protective of them. You know,
Yeah.
they're a bit different because you're as you're moving out, your body then replaces their body.
Just
As-
drag us
as
and
a
take
bit
the
of a
withdrawal
shield.
to avoid attacks for yourself.
well, that's what I was going to do. But you guys are going to get hit as well.
Yeah, I reckon that's a much better option. Than,
And he knows that if they attack him on the way out, they're not going to be able to attack you because they've only got one reaction, I think. So he's going to do it. He's going to grab it and he's going to pull back. He's going to make his way out the.
Okay, what's your movement speed?
He's got 40-foot movement. He's not withdrawing. He's just moving.
Okay, so but why I ask is because you do have to lumber through hindered terrain with the spiders and stuff, which
Does
only
he?
gives you half movement. You know, it just limits your movement. to
Yeah,
half
he doesn't get affected by difficult terrain.
at all.
One of his abilities.
Even if it's spiders' webs that are crossing the path.
Let me just double check because
Even if he's dragging a chunk of his body weight.
he has a thing called Earth Walk, which
Mhm.
means he can move across difficult terrain made of earth or stone without expending extra movement.
Yeah.
And this is a stone floor, right?
It is a stone floor, but that's not what's causing it. It's the webs, unfortunately.
Oh, it's
I liked
that
it.
was such a good.
I like that when I was clutching for you, everyone gave me shit. But right now,
All right, well,
yeah, because
half
you're
move
the
me-
enemy, Justin.
Half move me
I'm not
20
the
foot
enemy.
to the
I'm
door.
playing this game
You're
with
the
you
enemy.
right now. It's
Half-
not my intention.
I'm happy to
for this
half
to happen.
move as long as they get out the door. If you can
Yeah,
push
you
them
can
behind him
definitely
to the
get
door.
through the door. The problem that you've got here is all of the opportunity attacks that you're all going to take opportunity attacks
Yep.
at this point in time, and they're kind of unavoidable at this moment because each of you has 4 spiders that are essentially within range of you as you move away. Okay, so I'm just saying that, giving you the opportunity to think of your
I
options.
can either get them out of safety now or get them out of death later. I don't think there's another option. There's no way that we are going to bring down 12 spiders in the next round, and there's not 2 rounds in this fight.
So be it, Jedi. Who do we want to start with? Let's start with the person who is dragging first, Maradius.
He will try and incur as many attacks as he can possibly take.
but you were always behind these guys.
Sure.
You know, the brunt of the spiders
Yeah.
was in front of you at that point in
Yep.
time. That is probably not going to be enough as 2 of the spiders try and attack you. They're trying to grab you with their hands, trying to pierce you to put their venom
hands.
inside of you. Well, they're spider hands. That's what makes them so
Spider
scary that
hands.
they've got
Spider
hands on the end of their
So
of their
Maradius
legs.
was counting their fingers and dividing by 5.
This is worse than he thought it was.
That's right. 13 is the best of the
No.
first 2. As you move through the second 2, 16 is the best of
Doesn't
those
hit.
two. So you start moving and you're getting your entire movement. So what you do
He's not
know is
withdrawing, he's moving.
regardless of what is happening at this point in time, you are going to get through the door.
Yeah.
Okay. It is now just the fallout of how many, how much, and how bad this goes. Now, Nikrin, you're the next closest to the door because...
Is it a +2 for that spell? That thing you...
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Fuck. The first two that I've got is a natural 19, and that is a natural 24.
A natural
natural
24.
Not a natural. Sorry, an adjusted 19 and an adjusted 24.
Okay.
Do either of those hit you?
Both.
On one of those hits, I'm going to stop 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so the first of the hits, you negate all of the damage,
Okay,
which also negates the poison damage as we moved before. It's lucky it was the first one because for the second one of those hits, that is 11 points of damage. Just make a Constitution save. Fuck.
I feel like that one we both...
24.
That is 4 points
good
of
save.
poison damage.
So you feel Nikron go limp in your arms as he's being pulled.
But yet there are 2 more spiders out there to get him. One of them misses, but one of them hits you. I'm just going to... Unless you've got anything hoopy to do here.
Nope.
7 points of damage. Just make a Constitution save because even though you're down...
Well, no, if he's slack, it's double 2 death save. It's an automatic fail, 2
2
death saves.
It's not... It's only doing 1 though when I put it on the D&D Beyond. When I put the
because you're taking damage while you're down, it's 2 death
it's
saves.
automatic fail,
Okay,
2
so you
death
don't
saves.
actually take hit point damage, you take 2 death saves on your next round.
So
when
I
you
took
go
1
up.
death save, failed death save for the 7 points of damage.
No, it's just 2 death
No.
saves.
Oh, it's just...
You just
Yeah,
do
you
death
don't
saves.
have to take any damage. You just now have to do 2 death saves on your
okay.
next turn.
Oh, what?
No, he just fails 2
Fails
death
2
saves.
death saves.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep, so he has 1
that's
death
worse.
save left.
Yeah.
Oh,
I put the
that's
7
much-
damage in and it gave me 1 failed death save. That was
Much,
why I
much-
got confused because you said
I
much,
don't know why I
much
gave you
worse.
1 failed death
Okay,
save. So I'm
okay.
done.
that is much, much worse. And 4 spiders against our new companion, Flunt. Miss. That was actually a different number. I believe that was a 20. Does a 20 hit
20
you?
meets it beats it.
Okay. And then a miss. So one of those attacks hits you. 11 points of piercing damage before you need to make a fortitude save, which I just rolled the damage.
19 on the fort save.
You take half damage, but even that half damage is 7 points.
Fuck.
You still up?
Nope.
Fuck.
As what
Another body
I
goes
also
limp.
go limp.
As what I imagine happens is Maradius moves, dragging the rest of his movement, these 2 limp bodies, straight through a doorway, kicking the door behind him in the face of spiders, keeping you into that little fireplace, that restroom, that sitting room. And, you know, the last thing that you see before the lights go dim, before you lose consciousness, is the shield that hangs on the mantelpiece of a dwarven gauntlet, clutching a hand axe as the world goes dark around 2 of the characters, and we'll see what happens with that. That was fucking rough. I looked at that initially and thought, oh, you guys are going to piss this in. You're going to, but
That's a significant amount of
that
damage.
is a lot of spiders doing a lot of damage, because when I first looked at it, I actually thought, oh, you take the poison damage once only. And then as I read it, and then I'm like,
And it
there is nothing here that says you only take poison damage once.
So
half damage.
1d20 roll away from dying permanently.
Like-
But that's ridiculous amounts of damage. That is, for a piercing damage, it's 1d8 plus 3. Your constitution save, you're taking half of 2d8 poison damage. If you failed that, that's 2d8. That is possibly 3d8 plus 3 damage that you're taking in
That's
one
bullshit.
round. And that is, according to this module, 3 spiders per 3 spiders per character plus 1 each.
So this is Luke foreshadowing it way back in very early days. Hi, my name is Luke, and I have 2 spiders.
Yeah. That
Right.
is rough.
I haven't finished my turn. You know that, right?
What? Well, we're going to have to find that out next time.
3 possible actions next game.